Good morning, everybody. It's so good to see you. And we have Dawn here from Sonoran Mystic Tarot. And it's so good to see you, Dawn. How is your week going?
So far, so good, thank goodness. The weather broke and I'm happier mood, so that's good.
Well, I'll tell you, I was in California and it was cold. You had to have your woolies on. And this is in California. You know, everybody thinks, at least I had, growing up back in Boston, I always thought California, it's all sunny and beachy and all that stuff. And it gets cold there by the water. But we went to a wine and chocolate festival, and I overdid it. But it was very good. You know, they gave you lots of wine stuff, and it was neat. It was neat to be there. Really nice. I don't know if you've been to that casino. Have you been to that casino in Temecula?
I haven't. We always go to the winery and just kind of get lost at the wine.
Oh, I couldn't believe how many wineries. I guess I've never been down there. And there's like you go down the road in Temecula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're like about 80 now. Yeah, when we first bought.
Oh yeah, just one after another.
Yeah, when we first bought part ownership of our winery, we were looking at. I think there was only about 20. And in the years, it's grown to 80, about 80, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's beautiful there. But like I was telling you, you're going along like 29 pounds, and it's all desert.
Yep.
And all you see is sand, and then you look up and you see the beautiful green hills, and then after that you see the mountains, and they have snow on them.
Yeah.
Look we have a bunch of beautiful people here. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, everybody. Marianne, Nikki, Client Casey. Oh, isn't it so awesome to see all these people? We're so lucky.
Good morning, everybody.
Okay. It is going to be 75 degrees in Phoenix. So eat your heart out, the rest of the country.
Exactly. We're not sharing. We're not sharing.
So we're going to take turns today, Dawn. I'll do a reading, you do a reading. We'll go back and forth, and that way we get everybody taken care of in a shorter amount of time, and we want you all to be happy. So who's first, Bill?
Client Casey.
Client Casey, would you like to take Client Casey, Dawn?
I'll let you get rolling. How's that?
What?
I'll let you get rolling.
Okay, Client Casey, let's see what we've got. Today we're just going to do some general readings unless you ask for something specific. Okay, Client Casey. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Busy, busy, busy. Work, work, work. Money, money, money. It's all about the money. I've got 3 cards here with money. And I've got the sun. The sun is shining for you. That's the happiest card in the deck. So don't worry. If you've been having some real challenges with money issues lately, you know, maybe your income tax is coming. Something's coming that's, you know, you've got the card here showing that the money is coming to you. And you're going to be very, very happy. But you're working very hard at your skills, and it's going to be worth it all. You worry too much about money, so kind of balance that out. Have a little fun in your life. Have a little joy. So thank you so much, Client Casey. I hope that helped you. Okay, Bill, who's next? Nikki's here for you. General reading, Dawn.
Client says they need it. They need it, so they must be needing the money right now. Let's see what we get for Nikki. Nikki, I'm going to do a psychic read for you instead of just a tarot read. And the energy I'm getting is everything can't happen. Everything is not going to happen now. And everything cannot happen now. And it seems like I'm getting the energy that you are wanting things to happen quickly, and that you expect them to happen quickly. And when you say it, you make it so. And that's not the way life works. And it seems as though you're very impatient with life right now because you want quick change. And again, I'm being told to tell you that's not the way it works. So there is I guess a need for a reality check, in the sense of understanding that good things will come to you. Things will come to you as they are intended. but you have to be patient and know that parts of the puzzle have to fall in place before the whole puzzle can be seen. So be patient, take a breath, and sometimes give opportunity a chance to work itself through. Now you can nudge it, you can push it along some, but the reality is that if you push too hard, you only frustrate yourself because your expectations, again, you are setting your expectations to a level that unfortunately you're not, it's not programmed for you to have right now. Again, it's not some things come quickly to people. Some things are meant to. When that happens, that is indeed what is supposed to happen. But that's not the case here again. So Nikki, right now you are in a phase of rebuilding. You are in a phase of revitalization. And so what I'm being told to tell you is one brick at a time, and slowly build to where you're going. Don't expect it. And again, if you lay a weak foundation, you are bound to have a structural problem and it'll all fall down. So do not build a weak foundation. Take time, brick by brick, build that strong foundation. Okay? That's what I'm getting.
Well, Nikki, you and I must be sisters because I'm the same way. It just drives me crazy. I am so impatient. And when they gave out patience on the other side, they skipped right over me. And I can relate to you. We're going to get through this. We are going to get through this. Okay, Marianne. How are you, Marianne? Let's see what I can tell you today. Let's see. We're in March now, and boy, it's going in it's coming in fast. So, Marianne, you have been in a holding position for a while. I guess you're having to learn a little patience too. And this is saying, don't focus so much on the past. You are a good friend, and your friends are there for you. But we're thinking very seriously of investing some money either for something in you or investing in a project or something, and it will be worthwhile, but it's like maybe the time isn't quite right. And I feel like, it may take a couple of months till the time is right. So just hang in there. You're not going to be stuck there forever. So just trust the universe has some wonderful things for you, and they're coming your way, and it's just going to take a little time. Boy, we're all learning patience today, aren't we, Dawn?
I'm telling you, maybe there's a message to be had there.
Okay. Well, Dawn, Linda's here for you. She said good
Hey,
morning.
Linda.
Our good friend Linda. She's a sweetheart.
Linda, how was your trip? Hopefully everything went well for you?
Was she in Buffalo or something?
She was in Buffalo,
It's going to be one of the coldest places on earth. I remember going there at the end of October, and I thought I was going to freeze to death. It was so cold. Beautiful, but so cold.
So let's see what we have for Susan. For Susan.
Linda. She said it was awesome.
Super. And you were there for it's right. I remember the Vegas trip. I hope that was fun. I hope it was a lot of fun. This was your first. This wasn't your first trip to Vegas, correct, Linda? I think it was 4 days, isn't it? Right? Didn't she tell us she was going to be there for like 4 days? Anyway, and I remember. I've not been to Buffalo. I've never been to Buffalo, but I have been to New York and so forth. And I've been up higher than Buffalo, but I've never been to Buffalo. And but I remember I made sure that I only went in summertime because I'm told Buffalo winter is just
well, I went to Lilydale, which is like an hour away from Buffalo a year ago, and it rained and it was hot and humid. But I'll tell you what, it's so cold there. You don't want to go right now.
Also went to Canada. She said she also went to Canada.
That's neat.
Because it's really close to the border. I remember that. Now, if I remember my geography, isn't that close to the Great Lakes too? And that makes it even more cold because the Great Lakes, the chilling effect from the lakes. Because isn't New York State as you create that little piece of New York City down here, and then it wides out, and that's what goes toward the Great Lakes, right?
I hope she saw Niagara Falls while she was in Buffalo. That's really beautiful.
Is
But
it that
you
close?
see pictures of it now. All the water coming down is frozen.
That's cool. Yeah, the water underneath though is real, but the spray freezes over time. Yeah, I have not
Anyway,
seen that either. That's
she
one thing
said
I've
it's
been wanting
warmer
to see.
than Buffalo. Anywhere's warmer than Buffalo.
Yep, I hear you. I hear you. Well, and I used to. We had some family in Ohio, and I remember going to Cleveland, and Cleveland is right on the lake too, and on the Great Lake. And so when it gets cold and that lake effect happens, Jesus Christ, I'm telling you, the winds off of those Great Lakes are amazing. But I'm telling you another thing is when you see the Great Lakes, you have no idea. You truly have no idea how massive they are. Even when you look at them on a map, you don't realize how massive they are until you stand on the shore of one. And it looks like you're at the ocean. It looks like you're at an ocean. You're not at a lake because they're so massive you cannot see the other side. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
phenomenal. Last trip she went to Buffalo. That's when she went to the falls.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So let's see what Fate and Tarot is saying for you, Linda, in the coming months. I'm getting a really strange energy. I'm picking up a very strange energy for you, Linda. It seems like the trip was kind of an awakening. Not an awakening, like it come to Jesus. It's a come to Jesus moment for you, I think. And for anybody who wants to understand what that means, it means like an awakening, but I call it a come to Jesus moment. It's a moment where you have a straightforward conversation with yourself, and you kind of try to have a that's where you really are honest with yourself, and you open up yourself, and and I think that you had some experiences on this trip that again helped you have a come to Jesus moment, and it brought you some clarity. I think this trip brought you clarity. It made you realize. I think I won't say you've been lost necessarily because that's not the right word, but I get the feeling like you kind of were curious about what, where, what, when, where. It's like it was what you wanted to do, where you wanted to go, that kind of thing. I think you were itchy feet. You had itchy feet, and you were like wondering, okay, do I make a move, and do I make or a leap even necessarily? And getting the feeling like this visit, this traveling, put a lot of things in focus because you're away from all the things that have impact on a daily basis, and so they help to somewhat muddy the waters. But I'm really getting a feeling like there's clarity now. I feel like you really have a good sense of what it is you want to do, what you want to, where you want to be, how you want to get there, those kind of things. I just get a feeling like that, even some Zen, kind of like a Zen feeling too. So I feel like this was a very awakening time for you. This trip was very helpful in more ways than you had thought it would. Because again, I'm getting the feeling like this was meant to be a vacation and also a time to be with family when you got to Buffalo, where the vacation part was Vegas. But I think that by walking down this path, it was more beneficial in giving you the clarity you've been searching than all that you've done in the past so far, in the past few weeks. So I would say what you feel now, I would document it. I would journal it. I would make sure that you, in this present space, in this present mind, this present way of thinking, sit down and document this. Because as you slowly slip back into the way life is and has been, you're going to lose some of that, and you're going to forget about that feeling. And this is the true feeling. This again, because of the experience you had, is the way in which you should make your decisions from that point of view. And again, over the next 2 weeks, you're going to slowly slip back into some of those same other behaviors and some of the other thoughts because all the other things come rushing back. So sit down and truly document and journal what you're feeling, how you're feeling, what you wanted to do, how you wanted to move forward, all those things from this perspective, because this perspective will not last much longer because it'll be clouded again by life, and life does that. And you want to make sure you keep this, because when you eventually decided to make that leap, you will look back on that specific document, the journal, and you'll say, that's the reason. This is the way I need to make my decision, not my present mindset based on all these other things that really do kind of tend to muddy the waters for me. That's what I'm getting.
Well, that was very profound, Don.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Isn't it amazing how we never stop growing and learning? And, life is there's always something to get involved with or something to learn and participate in.
Yeah,
Okay,
and she said I was always from the I was away from the chaos, but also missed it. Exactly. That's my point. Is that when you're living, and that's kind of where I was, because again, in the middle of it, you're like, this is all crazy and whatever, or I have this and whatever. But when you're away from it, you realize part of you is drawn to that. Part of you, it's like this is what pushes me forward. This is what gives me a reason to live. Maybe this is what. And so again, some of the things that repel us are also some of the things that attract us, even though in the moment it seems like repulsion more than attraction. And I'm not saying yours are repulsion. I'm giving you the polar opposites. I'm not saying, be careful. I'm not saying, but be careful, because what I'm saying is that we get one feeling in the moment, but when we're away from it, we realize part of that feeling, even if it's a little bit frustrating for us, can also be very beneficial to us. And it is part of who makes us and what makes us. It's like being tested. It's amazing how we don't like to be tested, but when we are tested, we rise to the occasion. And then we're not being tested. We're like, oh, that was kind of interesting. I like being tested, even though I didn't like being tested in the moment. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So yes, I kind of, that's what I was kind of seeing there.
It sounded like maybe she was spending a little more time by herself. So it wasn't about everybody else. It was kind of like going within and finding herself.
Exactly. And but I will say that I did not sense her spending a lot of time by herself. I think she was just immersed in a different kind of environment.
Yeah.
And that's because I don't see her spending a lot. I didn't see, when I was getting this image, it wasn't that she was by herself and contemplating so much. I got the feeling like she saw other environments and said, you know what? I think that's nice, but that's not my environment. And I like this, but it's not my comfort zone. You see what I'm saying? So I was getting the fact, I was drawn to the fact that it was more like, wow, I thought this would be nice. And though it is nice, I'm actually comfortable this way, So it was more of an epiphany of, where I'm, my chaos is chaos, but it's my chaos, So it's like, I don't need the serenity so much, because I don't find solace in there. I find solace in my little bit chaos. That's where I learn, grow, whatever. It's kind of like that is what I was getting. Mm-hmm. Oh, she said she likes to be busy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Roseflower. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You have so much going on. Your life is changing immensely. And there's some issues with somebody, a relationship that's kind of broken your heart. And I don't know if this is recent, but it's forced you to really kind of change your life big time. Sometimes people affect us and it says, I don't want to go there anymore. I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to change my lifestyle, because this broken heart, this relationship that's ended terribly, it's forced you to realize, I got to take care of me. I got to be good to me. I got to love myself. I got to nurture myself. And it's time to focus just on you. Let go of all these other people and these people that are draining you and stuff. And you're also worried a lot about money. But you know what, Roseflower? You're going to have a lot of money in this lifetime. This is just a temporary situation. But as you change your life for the better and you start putting your needs first, you're going to be amazed at how your life is going to transform, because it cannot continue the way it was. It was a wake-up call. And as you start doing more for you, you're going to be happier and more fulfilled, and you're going to be in a more spiritual place and a better place. So good luck to you, my dear. Okay.
All right, then. Who do we have next?
Okay, you got your Canadian lady here, Kat. Canadian air will awaken anyone. Wow, I guess. Dawn, that is Kat.
Yep.
Kat Clean.
Just had a glitch in my system. You notice we don't have any Facebook on here. Is Facebook not up today?
I'm not getting anything on
don't
Facebook
know.
either. I don't
Yeah, I don't
know
see it here. I see everybody here.
On
You
YouTube.
everything. I have no entries at all here. I got this screen up, but nothing's on there.
I know they did announce us on Facebook, so
No, we're up live on Facebook. It's just kind of strange that nobody is on because usually somebody. I'm going to type a test real quick from Facebook and see if it pops up on.
good
the
idea.
I typed test.
Oh, okay. I got somebody.
You get Dawn, huh?
No. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I got Don.
Oh, somebody else.
Don doesn't want to read it. Okay, here we
Oh,
got.
Pam is there now too. So something. Yeah, I was just being curious. Because usually we see a few Facebooks mixed in there. I'm like, okay, what did we miss?
I know. Well, you must have woke them up.
Exactly. That's my job. That's my job.
Kate has a specific question there for you.
Of course. I love specific questions. Actually, as you know, that's one of my favorite things.
Yes.
Makes me happy. Let's see what else. Will I set up the plate and
Step up to the plate. Huh?
Maybe I need to change my glasses or get some more coffee or something. I don't know. Hey, Angie, good morning to you. Good morning.
There's Angie.
Will I step up to the plate? Okay. Will I step
up to the plate?
Will I step up to the plate and change for the better for my soulmate and kids? Cat, my dear, please never around me use the word soulmate. That word drives me absolutely bonkers.
How many soulmates do we have, Dawn? Quite a few, huh?
I'm telling you, people, and it's not personal, Cat, toward you, and it's just that for me, that word is so overused and it's truly misunderstood. I was gonna say understood, because it really like people understand what they hear, but it's like that's not what it means. Anyway, with all the temptations that seems to affect things. Okay, will I step up to the plate and change? Cat, I'm going to first give you, before I do the cards, I'm going to give you old man advice here, okay? So this is solicited because you asked, but it's unsolicited in the sense that it's advice and not tarot. And because my energy on this one, I know that my ego is too far in that I cannot give you a psychic hit on this because I don't know how I would separate the psychic versus what my ego is telling. And so I can't separate the two in this one, so I would have to use cards. But the one thing it is telling me is that it depends on who you put first. And it depends on how you place your family. If your family is a priority, and please don't be insulted by this because, again, this is just life and the experience. If your family is a priority and your mate, not soulmate, your mate is a priority, then the temptations mean nothing because they come first. And so the temptation is to overdo for them, to overcompensate for them, to overcare for them. If you do not put them first, especially, so if you put the kids first and then yourself and then whatever, well, then the temptations will put a situation there. If you put your kids first and then you and then your partner, then your temptation will be, I need to please myself after I please my kids, but before my partner. And if I see something I want in the candy store, you can take the lid off the cookie jar, if you know what I'm saying. And that's not healthy. So, and I'm hoping you understand the metaphor I'm talking about there. If you put yourself before the kids and the family, it's like, okay, well, I found something at the candy store and I want to put my hand in the cookie jar and I'm going to take off and run away with the candy salesman because my kids do not come first and my partner does not come first. I come first. That's my analysis when I think of somebody talking about everything about change and whatever, when you talk about putting your kids and your family first. If that's the case, then guess what? Again, your kids and family do come first. And when you make a decision, this decision is based on those. Now, I don't find that to be valuable all the time because I think that sometimes you have to put yourself first. But when I read a specific question like this, that's what came to my mind. Now, that's my old man advice is like, if you truly think that you are putting your family and your partner first, then do so. And when you make a decision, Make a decision and say, okay, I don't know how this affects me, but I'm not the important one. If that's what you want to do. But remember, there are consequences of that too, because then if you do that too far and you get to the extreme, then you're not necessarily healthy psychologically, because again, you're not fulfilling your needs. So again, it's a walking thing. Now, with that said, let's get to, and again, when you said that with all temptations, if you know what I'm saying, I'm understanding something very clearly there. And I'm saying, don't go to the candy store if you don't want to buy the candy. So if you ain't looking for candy and you ain't looking to take the lid off the cookie jar, then keep your butt at home and keep your focus on your family and your soulmate. And I hate the word soulmate, so I'm going to just say mate. So anyway, now, reading. Let's see what tarot has to say. No, I think that conversation has to be had, because again, people often think it's amazing. I'll sit and talk to people who are like, "Oh, my family's everything. My family's everything," and I just happened to take my sister's husband.
Just kept it in the family.
Exactly. How is family everything when you just screwed your sister over by taking her husband? That's not putting family first, okay? Or, oh, family is everything, but my children don't have this and this and this, but yet I've got the brand new car and I've got the glitzy clothing and I've got the bling, and yet my kids don't have clothes or food to eat. It's like, really? You put your kids and family first? That's my point, and I'm being very much over-exaggerated with that, okay? So now here we go with the psychic side. The psychic side. Let's see. No, Kat, I'm not saying you need to put yourself first. You truly misunderstood. I'm saying if you are making a statement like my family and my mate are the priority, then it's the opposite of what you just said, because it's not putting yourself first. You are not putting yourself first. Again, if you're making that statement, then if you make that statement, if I need to, then you must feel like you are already putting yourself first, because again, the statement would imply, how do I switch that factor? So don't misread me. Please don't misread what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you're asking about how to do that, then do that. But again, I'm not saying one way or the other. The cards are going to say something. I'm just saying that if you're talking about temptations and other things, the reality is that it's where you're placing them, and based on your question. Okay, so I don't know where you sit in that regard, and then the cards are going to tell us. Oh no. Are you sure you want the reading, Kat? You can go back now. The edge is near. Go back. The edge is near. Go back. The edge is near. Before I say this, Kat, are you sure you want to see this? You want to know this? Because I don't know if you want to know this. I don't know.
Okay, Kate. I hope you're sitting down.
Exactly. I need to hear it completely understood, Don. Thank you. And it's not that I always put them before me. They always have what they need, but I still feel unhappy. I don't know why. Yeah, you are unhappy. Look at this. I can see that. Hello. And you're sitting there. It's interesting, Kat. Okay. Kat, what I'm getting is that, again, you're unhappy because of you. Because of you. You put yourself in a situation where you bound yourself, and you're like, okay, I have to have this, and you want this perfect little world, and you're like, okay, I want this perfect little world, but I need something to shake it up right there. See, that's the shake up. This is the perfect little boring world. It's like, okay, and then boom, I want something to shake it up. Okay, well, guess what? Something's coming to shake it up, and it's gonna again make things very chaotic for you. Be careful what you ask for, because again, it's coming. But when it comes, you're not going to happy. You're going to be happy with it, even though you have a great life. You have good life. You have good kids, good family. You're going to be looking at, oh, what I don't have. This is the problem. You're so busy looking at what I don't have that you're not appreciating what you do. And before you do anything, make sure you talk to folks. Make sure you get some feedback. Make sure that you don't do something irrevocable before you really understand what those consequences could be, because this is that this is the advice card. This is getting help, getting advice. Are you depressed, Kat? Because this card also would be a depression card and getting counseling. This could be a counseling card for depression. Somebody who is like fighting shadows, boxing shadows, I would say. Somebody who is on the precipice of a crisis. This could be that. And again, this is that depression. There's the depression card there. And the question is do you need to get help for that depression card? You can move forward. Again, if you get some help from the depression or from the frustration, the help is there. But again, instead, you're kind of wanting to blow it up. And I'm saying, do you really want to blow it up, or do you need to stop being, the martyr? This is the martyr card. Oh my God, poor me, I'm whatever. Because again, no matter what, you're freaking unhappy. But the most important thing is, I would suggest probably getting some counseling and see if that can help you understand and put this in perspective. And then once you put this in perspective, you may realize that you've been thinking about it from the wrong angle. This is a new way of thinking, and the counseling will help you with a new way of thinking. So if I were you, I strongly suggest, if you're looking at doing something to blow things up, get counseling first, and then don't be surprised. It's going to be work. It's going to take some work to get yourself back into alignment with what you need to do in more like your hermit card in the sense of aligning with you. But look at this. I love this. That new energy and that new life from that is going to be beneficial. So there are 3 queens in this card. That means they're talking about you in different ways. But most importantly, I know you don't go to the doctor. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're the help I'm seeking. I'm not Kat, I appreciate the fact when you say you're the help I'm seeking. I can't be that. I can't be that help. None of us can be that help. What you need is you need a counselor or some really strong. I wouldn't even bring this to a friend, because again, you're putting a lot on their shoulders. You need somebody whom you can talk to, somebody whom you can counsel, somebody to just somebody to have a conversation, to have conversations. This is something that's going to take a while to work out, because you're carrying a ton of baggage with you, and you've let a lot of stuff build up, and that stuff has to be let go. But you have to slowly unpack it, because if you just dump the load, you'll still carry around either guilt or anger or frustration or all the above. But if you unpack it, you'll realize there is no need for guilt. There is no need for anger. There is no need for frustration. It's you being able to let go of things in a progressive way. So again, I would be looking to around your town somewhere for counseling groups, or maybe even some circles that are, the community groups where people get together and they share and they, like an AA, but it's not for AA. It's the same equivalent though, where people get together and they help each other by communicating and allowing themselves to talk. Okay, Kat, that's what I really think you need, because I think you do need a conversation. You need to learn to slowly unpack some of the baggage you've taken on and let that baggage go. And then you will start seeing that you're more happy with your life. And if you make any choices from that point, then you're coming from a perspective of a happier, more whole thought process than sitting there coming from a thought of desperation or frustration, because desperation, frustration, anger will not give you the right answers. Through those lenses, it is very skewed. Okay, so that's what I got for you, Kat. Hopefully,
I think it's important that Kat really learns to love herself too and put her needs first, because if she takes care of herself and puts her needs first, her kids and everyone will see that and they'll treat her accordingly. So.
But I promise you, Kat, I promise you, they do have stuff like that where you have to find it. It may not be easy to find. I don't care where you are in this world. Even if you have to drive a half hour a week to go and meet in these circles, I guarantee you, if you search enough, you will find that there are groups of people. There are those opportunities for people to share in shared environments. I will guarantee it. Go to Meetup and bring up Meetup and look on Meetup, MEETUP, Meetup. Look on there, because those are local circles of people who are getting together. They don't have to be formalized or anything. They're just groups. Look for, under Google, search for those kind of helps. Call the depression hotline, the National Depression Hotline. Even call suicide hotline or whatever. People who deal with this kind of, and I'm not saying you're suicidal. What I'm saying is people who deal with health mental health issues. And so the suicide hotline is one of them. They have a whole large amount of services, and they can help direct you to services in your area that you may have no idea how to use. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you'd be surprised. Those services do exist everywhere. They may take a little more time to get to them, but I assure you they are there. And so I would be making some phone calls, some searching. I would talk to people, and you would be very surprised. I guarantee, and I do say this, and I very seldom use this word, but I do guarantee that something is available in your area that would help you. And you just have to
And
find
you know
it.
what? Dawn and I also do private readings. You know, we do charge for private readings. We don't charge for these free readings on YouTube and Facebook, but we do private readings, and you can notify Dawn at advice@sonoranmystictarot.com, or you can notify me at sgrayson2@msn.com. And remember, if we're helping you, if we're shedding a little light somewhere, you know, if you're on Facebook, like, share, comment, and if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and to Dawn's channel. We need the encouragement and the appreciation, and that's very important. Right, Dawn? Do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think it's good. I think we did.
Okay, I've got Emily here, and she wants to know if she'll get the job at Kroger. Will Emily get the job at Kroger?
Good morning, Jojo. I didn't see you pop in there.
I don't know. It's like you have been holding yourself back for quite a while, and you need to get out there. And you know, if Kroger's the job you want, I think there's a good chance you're going to have it. But you need to maybe kind of rethink the kind of job you really want. See things clearly so that you're not wasting your time and energy on something you don't love. You know, we have to feel passionate about what we do. You love your home, your foundation, your security, that stability you have in your life. But it's like, you know, really rethink this if this is the job you want, because there is money coming to you, but you have to love what you do. You have to feel passionate. You have to feel like you're contributing something to the world, or, you know, you're making a difference. So really kind of think about that. I feel like you're going to have a job, whether it's that one, make sure it's the one that you really want. And good luck to you, Emily. Okay. Bill?
Pam,
Okay, Pam. Hi, Pam. Dawn's going to take care of you here.
So sorry. I've had a kind of
Allergies.
a trick in my throat for it must be because it's like bothering me, which is crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to put that out there about people that need some mental health advice? Post it. Can you post that, Bill?
What?
He's posting you something. Okay, Bill's looking into that.
And I don't know who am I doing a question for? I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay, this was for Pam.
Yeah, but was there a question?
No, nothing specific. No.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I missed something there.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what we get for Pamela. Pamela. Damn, Pam. I like that. Damn, Pam, that rhymes. Damn, Pam. It's interesting, Pam. I feel like you've gotten some kind of like a second wind. I feel a lot of strength in you these days. And look at this. I feel like, again, it's like, wow, you found your groove. You're kind of getting into your groove. You're kind of feeling your power. You're owning yourself. You're kind of in a very good way. You have a lot of stuff going on, which is good, but you feel like you're controlling it all. I mean, it's like again, things are moving, functioning well, but you're very active. A lot of stuff happening, which is a great thing. Is great. And I know, Sister Pam, that you are not necessarily looking for this, but I think there's a man coming your way.
Ooh.
Yeah, man coming your way. And this man is going to be bringing some serious energies, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
This is
serious.
yeah, that's an entanglement energy. Pam, like, are you ready to be married again? I don't know. But look at this. Look at that, the happy union. And it's going to be very beneficial to you both. So, Pam, I'm seeing in front of you this coming few months the opportunity to take the lid off the cookie jar, and find a husband. And when you get that husband, it's going to be a very good situation. Okay.
Very interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, Bill, if you put your cursor over that, what I put in there for you in the messages, and you copy it, then you can paste it into the other, or you can just type it into the general things. I can't post anything
Can
from
you
my
do
side,
that?
so you have to do it from your side.
Okay. He said he just did.
Good.
Okay. Well, he did. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mental health.
Bill.
Okay, Lorena.
Kat, this is the resource over. I don't know where it shows under. I don't know how. For us right now, this is the screen. Susan's over here on my screen, and my messages are over here. So, Kat, this here is where it lays. Where Bill posted the mentalhealth.gov thing, but it's also the 800 number for depression and other things. Call them.
Why don't you just tell her out loud in case she doesn't see it?
Well, it's 800-662-4537. Again, 800-662-4537. And then it's under mentalhealth.gov as well. You can go there. But call them. That's a good place to start. Okay? You're not alone. That's the most important thing. You are not alone. There are resources available to you. So, super duper.
Okay. Lorena, you've got lots of changes coming up. You got the death card. So new chapter. Lots of fun, some money coming your way, actually starting to feel better. You may have been, I don't know, may have been not feeling great or physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever, but that says that's coming to a change. And there's money coming to you and fun and maybe even a relationship. You've got a lot of things going on here. So this is saying focus on this new chapter, this new beginning, because it's going to bring in a wealth of wonderful, auspicious times for you. So focus on that and don't focus on the past and don't focus on the present. Just focus on all these good things ready to come into your life. It will be very good. Thank you, Lorena. Bill?
Hello, Julie, and hello, Cynthia. Creating balance. Nice to see you both pop in.
Everybody.
With us.
Julie Karen next.
Okay, put her up. Yeah. There she is. Julie's there for you, Don.
Julie. Julie, did you go to class last night? I usually don't go to the red box or the black box where you got. I don't do it. But I was wondering if you went to class last night. Did we miss anything good? Oh, you know what? I don't think Julie's. Again, the Facebook messages for me don't pop up, so I can't. But I'm looking at her Facebook here. I'm looking at your Facebook, Susan, here. And so I'm watching. But Julie, let me know if you went to class last night and how it was. For what I'm talking about, folks, is on Monday nights here in Phoenix, we are blessed, truly blessed, to have an opportunity to get together as a group of people live and practice our mediumship, our psychic skills, or whatever else, and to talk and communicate and share stories and information with people who are like-minded and doing the same. And so Julie is one of those folks who are in that class. We also do that same kind of class on Tuesday nights, and on Tuesday nights it is on Zoom and it's nationwide. So if you are curious, if you're curious to know if you have abilities, if you're have psychic skills, if you can do tarot reading, if you can do mediumship, those kind of things. If you believe you may have those abilities and you want to see if they're there, or if you have them and you want to practice them, because again, the best thing a psychic can do is practice and practice and practice, because it helps you hone your craft as well as understand your vocabulary. And when I say that, vocabulary is not the same as our vocabulary we speak. When you are doing a psychic hit, you often get information or snippets or something that you learn what that might mean, because it's not always clear initially until you practice it and find out what works and what doesn't. Anyway, we have that class on Tuesdays. It starts 8 p.m.
No, 6 to 8. Oh.
8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific, and runs for 2 hours. It is a free class, zero charge, no charge. Anyone who wants to join us. We have experience levels throughout, which is, again, if you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced, super advanced, whatever, everybody's welcome. And we are just like a family, so you'll get no judgment, zero judgment.
It's great practice, and the people are lovely. They're wonderful people. You feel like it's family because they're so cool.
Exactly. So everybody is welcome.
Of each other.
Yep. Everybody is welcome. You're welcome to join us. If you are interested in joining us, please send me an email at advice@sonoranmystictarot.com. That's advice, and Bill can type that in for you guys so you can see how it's spelled. But that's advice@sonoranmystictarot.com.
At Sonoran Mystic Tarot.
If you email me to that email address, I will send you a link for the class tonight. And again, it costs you zero. It's free. But the good part is it's a lot of fun because you practice and you get to meet and spend time with other folks.
Mystic Tarot.
Okay. So,
put it up there.
What, who, where, when? I'm doing Julie, right?
Julie's anxiously waiting. Can't even talk. Oh no.
Okay, let's see what we have for Julie. Julie. I'm trying to think what I haven't said for her already. I'm trying to think of something, if there's anything additional, because I've done a number of readings for her. So let's see what else Spirit may have.
Sonoran.
I still see this, again, this great, to continue growing, continue the awakening process. Look at this. We have it's the Wheel of Fortune, right? Isn't that what it is? The World card. And then, of course, how beautiful is this card? This one is the High Priestess. So again, just continue to grow and to expand your knowledge and information. Look at this. You're becoming very ethereal. You're really coming into your own, and a lot of energy around you with this. So you're keep opening up your mind, keep opening your body and your spirit to learn and grow as much as you can. And that's it's advice@sonoranmystictarot.com. Keep doing that, because again, you're on the right path. This is that working queen. You were working on it, and it is paying off. And you have seen the benefits because you've seen a change in you. And I'm sure the people around you have seen that change as well. So continue to move forward with that. Also know that change is a good thing, and continue to embrace that change. And the good things are coming to you because you're putting it out to the world. So you're surprised that good comes back to you for that same reason.
Cool.
There you go. That's what I get for Julie. Continue on your journey, Julie. That's the point. Continue. You are on the right track.
Julie's great. Love you, Julie. We'll see you tonight, Julie. Anyway, so this Thursday, I am giving a class at Rising Phoenix Spiritualist Church, and it's been developing your psychic abilities. It's from 7 to 9, and it's going to be the second Thursday of every month. So this is going to be Thursday, and it's a class in psychic development. And then the first Thursday of every month, I give a class at the church, Rising Phoenix, in mediumship. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, please come. It's fun. Okay, Jojo. Good morning, Jojo. Let's see. She had a question too, but I don't see it. Let's see what you need to know, Jojo. I know you're changing your life big time for the better. And you get the High Priestess card and you get the Magician. My gosh, this is saying you have that power within you. You have that power within you to transform your life, as long as you're working with the physical world and the spiritual world, that creating that balance. And you got the Judgment card, so that's like a wake-up call. This is like you're putting a lot of emotional crap behind you. You're letting go, as Dawn would say, letting go, and you're moving on in a beautiful place. You're going to be so rewarded in so many ways, and love yourself enough to move with this challenge. And it will be great. So the classes I give the first Thursday and the second Thursday of each month are at Rising Phoenix Spiritualist Church, and that's at 1522 West Encanto Boulevard, and that's here in Phoenix. And it's a great church, a little church, and we have a lot of fun. You know, we really do grow together because I have a lot of projects that we work with each other. So it's not just solitary work. So it's cool and it's fun, and you'll develop your abilities and your gifts. And my book is coming out someday. My editor is still finishing it up, and I will teach you out all that stuff that I teach.
Okay.
Excuse me, allergies. Don.
I'm not the only one. See, I did it to you. My bad. My bad. I did them.
All of a sudden, I'm so dry.
Yeah. I'm parched. I'm parched over here. I'm parched.
Boy.
And if you want more information on those classes or a specific, a truly engaging read for the cover for a period of time in the future, you can always reach out to Susan through her email address, which escapes me at the moment. Is it Psychic Susan?
It's Grayson2 at msn.com.
There you go. Grayson2 at msn.com. And so you can email her at any time for that. Emailing me for the class, or if you're looking to for private reading as advice at sonoranmystictarot.com. Also, we're still selling those house smudging kits. So if you're interested in a house smudging kit, you're welcome to email me as well. It's $25 for the basic kit, $30 if I throw in the selenite wand, and mailing, shipping is included in the price. There's no additional shipping.
Do you have
we
it
were
there?
in Sedona. No, I don't have one with me, unfortunately. But we were in Sedona, and there was a one. They were selling one that was half the size. It was like this, and mine is like this. You all saw mine, and this with a little teeny piece of one piece of Palo Santo, like this little, right?
Yeah,
and a feather like this, and one piece of amber. I mean amethyst. I put two in ours. Anyway, it was interesting. I looked at their $48, and that's going to buy it right there. $48, you know. So I don't know. Anyway, 25 for the basic, $30 with the selenite wand. And I assure you, if you're going to order,
beautiful kit. It's a beautiful kit and well worth it.
If you're going to order the kit, I really do advise you or suggest that you order it with the selenite, because the selenite wands are more than $5 themselves if you buy them for yourself. So just for the $5 additional, it's worth it. But
no, I can't believe I had my shop for 8 years in Corpus Christi, and we sold all this everything metaphysical. But the price of crystals and stones have gone way up. Ridiculous. I remember going to Tucson a couple of years ago, and I looked at the prices, and I was appalled, you know, because I used to sell all this stuff and buy all this stuff. But now, wow.
Yeah.
Well, your kit is wonderful, and everybody should have a kit so they can do temporary cleansing of the house. Especially when you have energy. You have people over and they kind of dump some bad energy in your house. You got to clean it. Or you come back in a bad mood and you want to clean your house so you feel better. It lifts you up. And it puts this beautiful energy in the house.
It does indeed.
Angie's there. Hey, Angie. I think, Dawn, do you want to do something for Angie?
I can do something for Angie. I was looking here for a quick little video I was going to do, but I was going to play, but for Angie, but I don't see it because I don't have my external hard drive attached right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is where I keep all my goodies, my fun stuff.
Whatever that means. You're the expert, not us.
Jojo says, I have the kit and love it. Everyone should have one. Thank you, Jojo. I appreciate that. Appreciate the referral there. That's nice. Let's see. Just see if I'm picking up anything otherwise for Angie. You know what? I'm just getting a lot of really good energy a ton of energy, positive energy for Angie. I'm getting, I mean,
tired. Maybe she's been doing too much, after the move and everything.
no. I'm feeling positive. I mean, I'm feeling like positive energy.
Oh, wow.
Good
Okay.
positive energy. I feel like you're on an upswing. I feel like
Angie is energized.
Yeah. No, I do. I feel like this like I don't know. It's like I think that there's something about this year. There really is something about the year, and with the cycle we just came through, I just feel like this is the year. This is the year.
This
And
is
that's
her
what
year.
I'm hearing. This is the year for you, Angie. This is the year. So I can see. I just see that you. I don't know. I just see this year being a year that's going to pop for you and continue. So keep smiling, keep pushing forward, because I think that I just find it exciting and fresh and new what's coming in front of you. So ride the ride and just embrace all that's coming to you. And this is part of this is a payment, because what I'm getting is that is like the judgment card. So part of it is the payment for all the work that you put in, all the time and all the energies that you put forward, dealing with all the mess that sometimes comes with life. And I think this is like the return for that, all the effort and energy. So this, I just get a lot of positive energy moving forward. Embrace it. Embrace it.
Sounds great. Okay, and then the end of the month, we have our fair at the Phoenix Psychic Fair.
Gosh, that's already coming.
End of the month. This month is flying by already.
Yeah.
Okay. Misplays. Hello there. Which endeavor will be more successful for me? My spiritually based business or my creative based business? First of all, I would say wherever your passion lays, that's what's going to be most successful. Spiritual looks very good. Let's see. Creative. In the creative business, you're going to have a lot of choices to make and maybe some traveling to do. And it's going to be a lot of hard work. And as far as your spiritually based business, that seems to come a little easier. You're very intuitive. You really trust the process of everything. You're going to have a lot of victory there. And people do see you and they admire your gifts. They see you as a very gifted person. And so I feel like maybe this is where you need to put a little more energy into your spiritually based business. And the creative business is going to take a lot of hard work, and you have to decide where your heart is at. So good luck to you, dear.
Who's next?
Bill, who's next?
Alicia Black. I can't find her marker, but it's Alicia Black.
Hey, Alicia, nice to see you.
Hi.
Alicia is in our Tuesday class. So am I reading for Alicia?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Alicia Black.
Alicia, have you been like maybe dating somebody recently? Because I'm getting a feeling of a new man. I'm getting a feeling of a man and a lot of male energy around you. And I'm guessing it's from, again, either a new person or a more recent person that's come into your life. I'm seeing he's taller than you. He's a bit stocky. He has a nice voice, a very nice tone to his voice. Good sense of humor. He's good to spend time with. He's patient. He's not always available. He's a little bit, and that sometimes frustrates you because you would like them to be a little more available, but he isn't, because he again, he's a grown man. He has things to do. But again, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. I just see a lot of energy around the person I just described. That's what I'm seeing for you. I see him coming. If he isn't already with you and around you, he is coming your way. And I think I really strongly suggest that you give him all the time and energy to help this develop, because I think this is something very positive that will be long-term for you. I get the feeling, again, that this person is extremely patient. And again, he's been down this road before himself. He is not young in the tooth. He is not somebody who's a newborn baby in that sense. He has been around, and he knows what he wants. And he doesn't necessarily want games. He doesn't, but he will take his time to get down the road. He's been burnt before, and he will not be burnt again. So he is patient. He is caring. And he is somebody who, again, you find physically attractive as well as attracted to their internal person, the person who lives inside that energy. That energy is very well connected to you. So continue to pursue that relationship. Continue to see that relationship as a very positive thing, because I really do see it going far if you give it the time to make it grow. Okay, that's what I'm getting.
Okay, Elizabeth, good to see you. That's our Elizabeth.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Good to see her. Yeah. Well, you know what? You're saying you're having a challenging time right now with money and jobs. It's going to be that way for a couple of months, but they're telling you to just hang in there, be strong. You know, do not give in. You know, go for what it is that you feel strongly about. It's going to take a couple of months. I would say in 3 months things will start to balance out a little better, and you've got a lot of choices to make. And so, you know, go for what calls to your heart, what calls to you. You know, the money's going to come eventually. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and things will get a little easier. But look at all your possibilities. Look at all your choices and choose wisely. That's what I have to tell you, Elizabeth. Hang in there, dear girlfriend. So it'll work out. Who's next?
Shell.
Okay, you have Shell on.
Let me add one more thing for Libby.
Sure.
No, that energy wasn't. I thought that energy was meant for her. The energy I just got, this little shot, but I don't think it is. So no, I don't want to add to that at this point. I just got something that clicked, and it was like boom. But I don't think that's not meant for that. That energy is not meant for her. So,
maybe it's Michelle. She's looking at her financial picture too.
Yeah. Okay. Because this energy doesn't seem to belong. Yeah. Michelle, Michelle, what I'm getting from you is you need to really look strongly at your budget. You need to understand your needs and your wants and keep them separated. I'm getting the feeling like, again, you have more debt at the end of the month than you have money in the bank, and that is not a good place to be. I'm getting the feeling like it slowly happened, and you actually were in a good place at one point, and everything seemed to work, and all of a sudden it just seemed to slowly cascade down to that way. And now you feel like you're getting down into a hole that you can't seem to find your way back through. You can, and you will. You can, and you will. The first step that I'm being told to take is sit down and make yourself that budget, so where you understand where your money's going, because I don't think you understand completely where all the money goes. I think that you have an idea, but until you see it in paper in black and white, you'll not really understand it. And then from that, you can make adjustments based on paper. But then once you make them on paper, make sure you stay with them on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Again, you have a budget. A budget is a guideline. It's not a strict rule, but the budget should be something that tells you who, how, when, where, and why you're spending your money. And then if there are exceptions, how that works. So I think that you can dig yourself out. I don't think you're too far in. I think this is going to be an easy fix for you. So take the time, do the work necessary, get your financial house in order based on how your expenditures. You're not going to find more money, and I hate to say that. Right now, I don't see more money coming. So money is not adding. You have two sides of the equation. Either you spend less or you make more. That's that simple. Sometimes you can do both, But that is in your equation right now. Unfortunately, I don't see this as making more money right now. Okay, that will change, but that is not in your present situation. So if you're not bringing it from this side, then you have to take it from this side, bringing it or taking it. So take away, such as looking at the budget, finding out what you can scrimp on, what you can save on, and making those choices. And they're not going to be that easy. But again, this is more of a temporary situation to get you back to where you need to be. Once you get back to par, that's a different story. Also, you're working from a point of a little bit of frustration, a little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiety, and the decisions you're making also are charged with that kind of energy, and you're putting it out to the world. So guess what's coming back to you? That same energy. The first thing you should be doing is every morning when you wake up, you should be doing the affirmations I've said, and that is, I believe in infinite abundance. My wants and needs are always met. I believe in infinite abundance. My wants and needs are always met. If you say this and mean it when you say it, believe it as you say it once a day at least, say it at the same time each day, you will put out to the world that energy of, I accept nothing less than infinite abundance. I accept nothing less than my wants and needs will be met. And by putting that energy, by making your energy, which is always around us, and we just kind of have it fluctuating until we do something with it, by pointing it to the universe and saying, this is what you will bring me, then, and only then, can the universe line up with you and say, I will give you what you ask for. Like is like. I will send you what you're asking for. So again, it starts here, but you're not in that place right now because, again, you're kind of buried by it. So shake it off. Do the budgeting, make a budget, find out where your money is being spent, adjust the budget where you need to, cut corners when you need to, and most importantly, you'll bring yourself back to par. But as you move back to par, you should be saying my affirmation every day. And don't be surprised if money starts finding you, money that you did not even know was there, money that wasn't even on the table. Okay, so there we go. That was it.
Okay, Angelica, you just recently had some kind of an ending in your life, some closure, something came to an end. And this is really talking about your creative abilities. You're extremely creative, but you're wondering, where to put this creativity, where to put all these talents. And you're going to be paid very handsomely for all these talents. You just have to find a way to direct these talents and how to use it to the best of your ability, to something you enjoy. It's going to work out. You're going to make money doing this, but you had to let the old end so this new beginning can transpire. So it's going to be great. So good luck to you, Angelica. Thank you. Okay, Dawn, for you. Creating balance. That is
Cynthia.
is Crystal, Cynthia. Okay. Hi, Cynthia.
I was looking to see if we had feedback from. Oh, Shell, good. Thank you. I missed the feedback. Good.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, Shell, I understand you don't have a budget. Make sure you get one, okay? And then eventually you may find an opportunity that may not be work, but is like work, okay? So that's, again, follow through. Elizabeth says, sorry, a money affirmation on Spotify. I don't know what that means. Maybe there's a money affirmation on Spotify. People can look, but I don't know. I have no idea. I truly believe when you look, again, if you look at my affirmation is very clear. My wants, I believe in infinite abundance. My wants and needs are always met. Each word was written specifically for a purpose. And do not tweak the words. Don't play with the words. The words are not to be played with. Leave them in that order and in that way. And I assure you, a lot of people who I've known who have started doing that have seen things turn around for them. And they come back and they tell me this a lot. So again, if you're looking for that, then do that. Okay?
And also on the screen is if you want a private reading, you could contact me at sgrayson2@msn.com, or you can contact Dawn at advice at Sonoran Mystic Tarot. And, we do charge for our readings, but they're well worth it. We put a lot of time, energy, and love into our readings, and we get a lot of help from the other side. So,
Yeah, most of those
free readings.
Yeah, most of those readings, when you do a private reading with any of us, if it's a good reading, and with a really good tarot reader or a psychic or whatever, those readings will usually last anywhere between a half hour and an hour, and they get deep and they get sometimes personal. So if you don't like getting too personal, then maybe a reading is not for you, because again, sometimes you feel exposed because a good reader will tell you things about yourself that only you know or that very few people know. And you're going to be like, what are they? How do they know that? How do they know? How, are they like picking into my world? Well, we kind of are, because we are reading, generally speaking, speaking for me, not for everybody. Okay. And I do believe most people do the same thing, but I'm going to say it that way. It counts as in it's me. When I'm reading you, I'm reading your auric energy field. Okay? Your energy field is all around you. I talked about energy as in taking that energy and using it to send messages. That energy field around you is where your life has lived, and your life experiences exist here. They didn't go away because you had an experience. Doesn't mean it's gone. It's implanted here. It's part of your life story. And so when we read people, usually we're reading from that life story. We're reading from that energy, and then that energy also helps to give us a peek into what's coming. So generally speaking, when we are connecting with you, we are connecting with your energy, and that's how we find out some information. And that's why we may know things about you, because we're like, okay, this is what I'm getting from your energy, from you. Your body's telling me this because your energy is now connected to mine. Now I can read it, and we find out things that happened in your lifetime. And so it can be a little bit daunting. It can be a little shocking to think, hey, how did you know that? You weren't supposed to know that. Nobody knew that. Well, because your energy told us. So keep that in mind. And back to creating balance. She's like, damn, my turn. It's my turn. Stop talking. Nicole says you will both need a really long nap after this.
We love it, though. We love it. Right, Dawn? We love it.
We do indeed. We do indeed. Let's see. Watch out for that return. Don't let that person come back into your life. Do not let them embed themselves into, ingratiate themselves. Even if they're looking at doing favors for you or they want to do something, do not. These are people who are like, oh, let me do this for you. Let me do this. You are not that fool. You are not that foolish, and you will not fall for that. So again, do not let that person back in. Don't even give them a little bit of room. No way. They just bring mess with them. They bring confusion. You don't need mess and confusion. You have clarity right now. You have some clarity about you. And you need to keep moving forward with what the spirits are telling you. Keep listening, keep understanding. No going backwards. Don't go back. Don't do it. No, don't do it. No, don't do it. No. Look at this. You have persevered. You've been through a lot, and you keep moving forward. And it has not been easy, and it will not still be easy. You still have a little bit more. But the last thing you want to do, again, I keep coming back to it. The very last thing you want to do is go back. Look at this. I mean, you're finally starting to really feel your power. You're finally really starting to feel you. It's like you haven't seen this person in a long time. It's been years since you saw this person. And now you're kind of enjoying some of what you're seeing and realizing, damn, there is a whole fully formed individual who is self-sustaining. And that's a good thing. So don't go back. Don't surrender to it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it. What you got? Who is next? Hopefully it helps you.
Yeah, how do I say that, Bill? Shanita? How Mike feels about you. What does he have in mind? He's a Sagittarius and I'm a Cancer. Oh, dear. Cancer and Sagittarius, that can be a real challenge. But anyway, okay, let's see how Mike feels about you, or if he feels anything about you.
Shanita, have you even asked him? Have you met this person? Have you dated them? I mean, have you asked him this? This is important because this is a conversation. If you're asking somebody else, maybe you should also ask him.
This is going to be a little bit of a struggle. They're all about work right now. They're all about making some money. They love their job. And this can turn into a relationship if he finds the time for you. So just realize that, you know, work is number one priority. If you fit in there and if you understand that, it can work out. But you know, just realize he has other priorities other than you. But it's not that he doesn't care about you, but he's struggling with other things. So good luck to you, dear. Okay.
And happy early birthday to your daughter, Jojo. She'll be
Oh,
11
yeah.
Saturday. Woo, for the party.
Exciting.
11 years old. That's the year that I adopted. Each of my boys was 11 when we adopted them. So 11 was a big
That's
year
cool.
for a big
That's
birthday around our house.
Okay. Who's
Let me see just a second.
Yeah, Susan and I have read each other often because we're part. Susan and I and Bill, her husband, the voice you hear in the background, that's not God speaking. That's Bill. Close to God. Close to God. Bill is our God. He's the controller. Exactly. But Bill and Susan and I actually used to go to the same class on Monday nights together.
And it's great. You know, Tina's great. She's a wonderful person. And you go there, and there's probably about an average of about 20 people every time you go. And they're at different levels. Some of them are newbies, and some of the people are very psychic and very intuitive. So you just have a lot of practice with all kinds of people, and it's great.
Yeah. So what I was going to is that Susan and Bill and I were at the same class. And so when we are in the same class, we break out in groups of 4. And there's often times where Susan and I wound up in one of the groups, and you read each other. As the group of 4, you read each other. And Bill and I wound up also in the same groups of 4. So yes, we've read for each other before. And from time to time, we read each other still because it helps us keep our skills intact. And sometimes we want to hear what tarot card readers have to say for us. We are blessed because we have many. So we can tap Angie and Shawna and Susan and Julie and a lot of folks who you won't know because they're not online, but they are folks in our Tuesday group. So yeah, we wind up reading for each other often. You'd be surprised. So who are we?
Okay, Dawn, you have Vaishnavi.
Tripathi.
I don't know what that
He's
means.
been over here before.
Anka falling.
They're asking what Ankara feels about them. Again, have you asked this person? I mean, come on. If you're coming to us and you're asking this question, have you asked this person? Have you even met this person? Is it somebody from a distance? Is it one of those things? You know, I mean, you're asking me to get into their head and tell you what they feel. What I'm getting for you is that you feel something strongly for them, but I feel that you don't really know them. And so I think that you're starting to put a lot of infatuation into somebody that you don't even know well, and that you need to explore more. So I would go with not knowing. Right now, I would suggest for you to not know what they feel because it's all about you and the energy that you're bringing to it, and have that exploration without the precursor of knowing how they feel. Don't worry about how they feel. Do that exploration on your own and enjoy this energy of new love, new energy, new relationship, whatever it is. Enjoy that energy.
Be just asking, is this a possible relationship? Is it a future here? Because it's not right to try to, it's not your business how they feel. You know, you're getting into some private stuff and maybe they don't want to be exposed online.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how I was doing it because that's what we do. We try, again, it's
Elizabeth said, I thought Bill was God. A little background noise.
Oh,
Okay, Shelley, should I give you a little quick reading? Okay, let's see, Shelley. Let's see what you need to know today. Okay. This is saying, don't hold back, go for it. And if you want this happy home, that should be your goal. That should be your ultimate goal, your dream. Go after what you want. Your family is very important for you, to you. You want that happy home. And if this is where your priorities lay, pursue it. Just believe in yourself and go after your dreams, go after what you want. It's worth it. Thank you.
Who's it for?
Shelly, that was Shelly.
So,
And Louis Black is here too. There people are coming on to Facebook, and Toby Harris. Toby Harris has got money and jobs.
Toby, I miss you.
let's
And
see, Toby.
Louis, we'll see you tonight, Louis. You are awesome.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
coming. They're coming on Facebook, but they're not showing up here.
Huh?
What happened? Views.
The people on Facebook are talking on your Facebook, but they're not coming up onto the things. So
Okay, Toby came up on my Facebook.
yeah, but he's not coming up in our chats again. For some reason, the Facebook isn't coming up into the chats. I don't know why.
So Toby, she would like a just a quick reading.
Yeah, she wants money and jobs. She said money and jobs are bad right now. So give her a reading on money and jobs if you can, Susan.
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay, Toby. Let's see. Let me pull these magical cards and see what you need to know today. I miss you, dear, and I love you, and I love your family. You are going to come into a very lucky time. But it's talking about movement. You know, do focus on going for the answers within you, having a little time for yourself, being good to yourself. And it just says your energy is really being taken. So I don't know if this is the job that everybody's taking your energy, or people, or you're just worried about everybody. But the good luck is coming, and a big move involved. And I don't know exactly what that means, if it's an actual physical move or a move within your mind or your head, but move forward and don't let anybody take your energy and take your time. Love yourself and be good to you, because you're worth it. You are awesome. Thank you. And Dawn is Lori Amijo. She wants to hear some good news for the month.
We sure could use a little good news today. Then Shanita, when you talk to him, have the conversation. Ask him. Spend the time in the present. Spend the time. Put that energy out into the present right now, and get to know him, and enjoy that feeling of not knowing, but the feeling of that learning and that experimentation and that exploration. That's the fun part of relationships. If I were to tell you you're going to marry and have 10 kids and you're going to live happily ever after in a big old mansion, that would spoil the fun. Because I mean, so again, take the time to explore and enjoy that. Enjoy the feeling of exploration. Enjoy the feeling of not knowing. Enjoy the feeling of curiosity, because that is what really helps to cement the relationship more than knowing where it's going to go. Sometimes the destination is not as important as the journey. Take the journey on this. Love is a journey. You know, sometimes it can be a battlefield, but in this case, it's a journey. Go enjoy the journey. Really enjoy the journey. Don't worry about what he's thinking. Enjoy what it is that you're doing, what you're experiencing, and then as it progresses, you'll get a feeling for, you'll know what he's thinking, because a part of the conversation will get around to it when he tells you that. Okay, so again, Shanita, really spend the time enjoy the moment, enjoy the opportunity.
Dawn, was that for Shanika or Lori?
Shanika, I was responding to her again because she was talking about, yeah, she looks like, you know, she knows what he looks like. She knows him. They talk to each other, and I'm like, but still, again, it seems he has feelings for her. But again, she says they've talked, but yet she doesn't know he has feelings for her. Again, they haven't talked. They've talked, but they haven't talked. And I'm saying, talk. Don't worry about don't come to us. Don't worry about what we can tell you. It's better to not know. And that's what I was saying about the kids and everything else. It's like we could tell her the future and say, okay, this is how it's going to work out. But not knowing can be better, because it's that fun exploration. And not knowing can be fun. So enjoy life, enjoy the relationship, enjoy understanding and maybe developing a relationship. Grace is moving to Las Cruces.
Yeah, that's my friend Toby. Her name is also Elizabeth. So she's moving. Wow. An empty nest almost. Wow. Cool. We'll have to talk, Toby. You need to call me or get in touch. So would you like to do Lori Amijo?
Yep, I am.
She wants only the good news now.
Well, Lori, one good piece of news. I don't know if you have children, but I'm getting the energy of a child, and I'm getting the energy of I think you have. Do you have children in school? Because I'm getting the energy of of something exciting happening. Good news for someone in school. One of your kids, a kid in school, a female child in school. Something like a presentation or something goes super well and they get acknowledged. There's an acknowledgement coming from school for a child, and a female child is the energy I'm getting. So be ready to embrace that. Also, on that day when they come home, I'm being told to tell you, if you're in a bad mood, put it aside and embrace that good news and make it a celebration for this child, because I'm being warned that it's going to happen on the day where you're not in the best of spirits and you're going to be a little frazzled and you're not going to celebrate with them and you're going to hurt their feelings very much. So please don't do that. Make sure that on that day, and you'll know when it happens, when they come in to report this great news about something happening in school, please don't poo-poo it. Please don't be in your own space and bring them down, because this is really important to them. And so even if you're in a funk, even if you're in a messy space, don't bring that to that child. Do not do that to that child. Make sure make sure their experience is celebrated by you, even if you see it as something small. Son taking classes, no girls. Then it must be the son. When he brings that news to you about that accomplishment, again, make sure. But this son is very caring. This son is very emotionally attached to mama, because I'm getting that connection. So he is very connected to you. He is very emotionally connected to you. Everything, when you say something, it really can impact him, and that's the feeling I'm getting. So it's more of not a female versus male thing. It's more of a way in which he deals with his emotions. So, but he's very attached to you, and he's very looking forward to what you say. So when he comes home and he has that good news and he's gotten that recognition, make sure, even if you're in the pissiest mood and you're in the worst kind of day, on that moment, instantly put your mind back to this conversation today and say, damn, this is that moment. I'm going to put my smile on and I'm going to be celebrating through the pain, even if I'm in the worst space possible. My son and his accomplishment needs to be celebrated. Remember this. This is super important. They're telling me this very clearly, because they see this going sideways otherwise, and you don't want to do that. It's not helpful to you, and it's definitely not helpful to him. Okay? That's what I'm getting.
Okay, so we have Khalid Muhammad, and he talks about astrology and tarot cards and everything. It's all energy, and before I get online and everything, I say little prayers and everything that I get the help from the other side. And yes, these gifts are given to all of us from God. So, we do the best. If you're using it in the light and you're helping other people, then that's what it's meant to do. You never want to abuse these gifts or ask for millions of dollars or something like that. There's charlatans in every profession, but Dawn and I are good people. We have a lot of integrity, and we do this to help others. So let me see if there's something I can tell you today, Khalid. It looks like there's a lot of drama around you right now, and you're getting ready for a big celebration this year. And as you do this, you've got choices to make, and I want you to know that you've got this beautiful card of life getting easier, life getting better, that there's gifts and love around you, and you're going to find your way, and believe in yourself and trust in yourself and trust in your abilities that God has given you, and the love is there. So always choose with love. Thank you.
If I could add something to that, Khalid, is that what it was? Khalid?
Yeah, something like that.
Khalid, I would say not most, I won't say every, because I don't know every religion, but in most religions, Bill, if you can put Khalid's thing back up if you have it still, so I can reference it. But the point is Khalid, in most religions, there is a creator, there is a God, at least one, and sometimes there's many. And in each of them, again, there is a higher power, a being who was a creator, a being who is whatever. When we do our readings, I'm not putting down anyone else's religion when I say this, so please do not be offended when I say this. But you may think you are connecting to a higher power when you speak to, maybe you speak to Allah, maybe you speak to God, maybe you speak to whomever, maybe you speak to Muhammad, maybe you speak to Jesus, maybe you speak to whatever. Again, I appreciate the fact that you have a religion and that you are strongly convicted of that religion. And I don't put down your religion or anybody else's, nor do I question your faith. I never would do that because that's not my damn business. Your faith is your thing. When you come on here, of course, then you're looking at us and you're watching what we do and what we say. You come into our temple and that. And I don't believe you're attacking us in that way. So make it clear, I'm not trying to say you're attacking us, nor am I attacking you. But what I am telling you is that your religion and some religions have this limitation, which I think is interesting. They often put a limitation on how you can and should communicate with your creator. And if you're in the Catholic faith, you don't talk to God directly. You talk to a priest. And you ask a priest to forgive you, to talk to God and give you your forgiveness. You talk to other preachers, and the preachers are prophesizing in Christianity, especially the Southern Baptist preachers. They are prophesizing all the time, but they tell you can't prophesize because you can't prophesize, but they can because God tells them, but God can't talk to you. When I read these cards, my higher power, I've been there. I have been there, and I have directly spoken to whatever that higher power is. And I have directly spoken and had communication with them, and they share with me information that I share with you. Now, you may not believe that, and that is fine for you not to believe. I'm not asking you to believe what I'm saying. You came in here looking to have the conversation, and that's a start, which is good. But again, I don't tell you what to believe, and I don't expect you to necessarily believe what I believe. But I tell you what, when you talk about God the Creator and only He knows, when I'm getting the information, guess what I'm getting it from? I'm getting it from my higher power who sits right there wherever that is, whatever that entity is, and that creator is, or whatever. There is something beyond this life. And if you believe, and if you don't believe that, then that's on you as well. But I guarantee you, I see spirits. I see people walk up beside me. And sometimes here on live, you see them too, because I talk, you don't see the spirit, but you see, they change me. Now you'll see my face turn red. You will see I get heat, and I can tell you what the person looked like, their name, all this stuff, because they're standing here. So I know there is something beyond, and I take that trip from time to time beyond, and I have that communication. So when I talk to you through here, especially when I'm getting a psychic hit, it is coming from, generally speaking, a higher power or something that's there. And I don't question what it is. I don't even ask what they call it. I don't care what they call it, what it calls itself. All I know is I call it spirit, and that's what I call it. And I have that communication with spirit. I don't need a translator. I don't need a preacher. I don't need a priest. I don't need an imam. I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody, because that higher power said, come to me. Come to me, and I shall communicate with you directly. And I do, and they do. And for that, that's what I bring to you. I suggest to you that we are not telling you how to believe, what to believe, and whatever. And I appreciate the conversation, but it gives me an opportunity to clarify where we're coming from. And we are not usually, and when I say we, I'm saying me specifically, but generally speaking, the people I know in my community, we speak to spirit. We speak to somebody on the other side, and they share with us information that sometimes you need to know. And often when they do that, it helps you to understand the direction. Do they tell us what's coming along? Hell yeah, they do. And the question isn't what they tell you is coming along. The question is whether you want to hear it and whether you want to take the advice or not. That's the limitation on this side. But do we speak to them? Yes. Do they tell us? Yes. And that's the disconnect between us and a lot of religions. A lot of religions believe that he doesn't talk directly to us. Yet our religions tell us to pray to them. Well, why the hell are you going to pray if you don't want an answer? Why the hell can you have a conversation with God through whatever, or even through prayer, and then believe for some reason that your religion tells you, but they're not going to talk to you? They always talk to you, and that's what they're for. And your spirits and your family who crossed over will come and talk to you, even if you don't believe that. We believe in angels. Who are angels? We even talk about when you die, you're going to go to heaven. We believe in that concept. Most religions believe in that same concept of crossing over or something. And yet at the same time, people disbelieve the fact that they can be right here talking to me, sharing something with you. So
when it says you go, Don.
and I'm not making fun of any religion. Again, I'm being very specific and very clear that I am blessed because I opened my mind, my heart, and my spirit as if I were a child. Because when you are a child and you're born a child of a higher power, that higher power talks to you. And then we are taught by parents and by communities and society that we're crazy because they must be imaginary friends, or we're just seeing or hearing things. And so we shut it down. And guess what? We in the community of the metaphysical haven't shut it down, or we shut it down and reopened it, because you can reopen it and you can turn it back on. You turn the tap back on. And when you turn that tap back on, when you have that conversation directly, you'd be amazed at what you learn and what you understand and what you grow. And you also learn to let go of a lot of crap, because a lot of crap is not meant for you. And that's not why you're getting it this lifetime. You're getting this lifetime because this lifetime throws you shit from time to time, and it's what you do with it. So again, the best part is that I think you should continue to believe the way you believe. I think you should have that conversation and understand for you that your conversation with God is not a direct link, but I assure you that mine is. And when I talk to higher spirit and ask them for information, they share with me, and that's what they do. And even in most of your religions believe he shares, but you have usually detours, and it comes through conduits, because in those organized religions, they need to make sure that the word comes through in a way that sticks with their beliefs. Where mine,
and that's all about control.
Exactly. And mine is not filtered. Mine is direct, and it may not fit. It may not fit in the comfortable zone. It may even question some of the things, but I have no boundaries, and so I don't care. I don't worry about that.
And you will find your God through meditation or prayer, having that alone time with the other side. That's how you. So Nicole has some questions for you. Well, she says you guys are the cat's pajamas. Even Bill over here, he's a cat's pajamas.
Exactly.
Would you like to give Nicole a reading, Don?
Is it my turn? Okay, yes, I'll give Nicole.
Okay. She's still with us, I think.
It's interesting. I'm getting the word Nico. Nico, who calls you Nico? Not Nicole. There's somebody. Is an energy around me that calls you Nico, and it's tough. It's funny. Somebody is like a. Is it a joke, or is it some kind of way in which they pronounce something? It's like Nico, because I'm getting that energy around your name, that person brings you happiness and joy, very full of energy, positive energy and light. Is this somebody who is on this side, or is this somebody crossed over, Nicole? Again, they called you Nico. It was not Nicole. It was Nico. And
are you confused, Nicole? Nicole, respond, please.
She's like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Oh well. Anyway, I just feel this energy around me of somebody who called you Nico, and very loving, light, very very a lot of positive energy, not heavy energy, really not heavy love energy, but more just light and positive, friendly energy. And and so if it's somebody who is in this world on this side of the veil, make sure you reach out to them, because they're thinking of you. And if they have already crossed over, then know that they are here just to let you know that they are here and that they are watching out for you, okay? Also, Nicole, I'm getting told, don't sweat the small stuff. Do not sweat the small stuff, okay? Again, you're letting a lot of little things kind of take your focus, and ignore the little stuff, okay, Nicole? Don't let there's a lot of little things happening right now, and they're starting to build on you, and you're starting to get some frustration level because of it. Don't buy into it. Don't let it take control of you. Make sure that you don't sweat the small, again, that's the word I'm hearing. Don't sweat the small stuff. Make sure that you shake it off, and that you're not letting a lot of good energy go to those little teeny things that mean
Long
zero.
things in here. Moves a bunch of stuff around.
That's what I'm getting for you, Nicole. Next.
Cool. Okay. Next we have
Lewis Black.
Lewis Black. Where are you, Lewis? It's good to see you. You're up early and you're going to be up all night while we do our readings and our psychic squad. Anyway, Lewis is a cool person, and he's always got a great sense of humor on Facebook, and he's got a lot of talents. But it looks like you need to get some rest, Lewis. You're not resting enough. And there's some things you need to put behind you, and so you can move on. A lot of these burdens, they're probably going to be lifted very soon. We're getting into the spring months, and by the end of spring, you should see things get a little easier, but only because you're going to take good care of yourself and you're going to get enough rest. We love you and we need you to be strong and healthy, and because you have so much to give and you're so talented. Thank you, Lewis.
Lewis, I can add to this one thing. I'm feeling like you need to get out. You need to get outside. You need to get some fresh air. You need to get some lungs. You need to get some good oxygen in your lungs. I'm feeling like your lungs are a bit congested, or they're feeling a bit heavy. And I think you need to get outside and get some. You need to really spend some time outside and maybe walking just to breathe, and to really open your lungs up and get them exercise, because I feel like there's some yuck in the lungs and some mess in the lungs that
I think you need some vitamin D too. This time of year, if you're not getting enough sunshine, you need that vitamin D, and sometimes it's better to take the vitamin D with the K.
Are you trying to say that there's no sun on the beaches in Michigan this time of year? Are you saying that because,
freezing cold, frozen Great Lakes?
Ice skating on the lakes, that would be fun. Anyway,
well, take care of yourself, Lewis. We need
go
you.
out for get some time outside and get some really deep breaths in, okay? Because I really do believe your lungs need to clean out and get some serious kind of energy. And Wendy Yates, how are you, Wendy Yates? Welcome back from Egypt. I heard the trip was quite a blast.
Yes, it looked great. I saw those pictures on Facebook. They're so awesome. I was jealous. I want to go to Egypt. But
she lost her phone in London.
Did she lose her suitcases or something too?
I don't know, but I know the phone went in London and she didn't have it for the trip. So Elizabeth was able to take a lot of pictures, but I kept wondering, where's Wendy's pictures? And now we know what happened.
Oh my goodness.
But you know what? For Wendy, they're here. For Wendy, they are here, and they always will be. So that's the cool part, Wendy. No matter what, you've had the experience, and that they'll always be with you, and I love that.
Well, everything else in your life is kind of at a standstill, but this is because you need to take some time for yourself. There's a lot of nurturing involved here. You're a good friend. Like I said, you may be waiting for things to move in your direction, like maybe getting your suitcases back. I certainly hope you got them. But you've got some money coming to you. Maybe you're going to be considering some investments, but you're doing good, girl. It's going to be okay. This slow time is time to take care of you and kind of lay back a little bit, because things will start happening again. Thank you, Wendy.
I don't have anybody.
Okay. So remember, if you're enjoying this, if this is helping you, please, if you're on Facebook, like, share, comments, it helps us. If you're on YouTube, please get on Dawn's channel and my channel and hit those little buttons, those little bells, and subscribe. That helps us. So, do you have something to add, Dawn?
The most important thing I would say today and every day is, when you wake up, please, if you don't do my affirmation, do some affirmation. Again, we are energy. We are born of energy. We pass. When we pass, our energy moves on. Our body stays here, but energy moves on. We are full of energy. And if you allow the energy to be chaotic around you because you don't control it, that's fine. But don't be surprised if that chaos controls your life, because, again, that's your energy you're putting out there. What I suggest instead is to use an affirmation. You don't have to use mine. You can use whatever you come up with. But make sure when you come up with an affirmation, it is in present day. You don't talk about the past. You don't talk about the future. It's present day, now moment type conversation. And it's positive and specific. If you are very general, you'll get general, and sometimes it's not what you wanted, and then you get pissy about it. So be very specific and speak in the now with your affirmation, and do it every day. And make sure that you're directing your energy to the universe and saying, this is what I deserve. This is what's coming to me. And so that will come back to you. So use your energy and use it in a good way, instead of just having it run chaos around you. That's the first thing I'll say. Now, the second thing I will say is this, is that every minute of every day, we are faced with options, choices, limitations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I will remind you always that if you decide to not make a decision, if you're going along and you're like, I'm not going to decide that today, in not deciding, you've made a choice. Okay, so that is a choice. You choose not to decide. You don't just not decide. You've made the choice. So every time you think that, okay, I'm just going to sit back and I'm not going to do anything, and by not doing anything, I'm not going to affect anything around me, I'm telling you, you have affected things around you, and you have done something, because your lack of activity was a choice as much as your choice to make an action. So remember that in not making a choice and not doing something, you've made a choice. And don't fall to the pit of, I won't choose because therefore I don't have to make a choice. If you always think, I'm going to leave it up to the gods, that's a choice. I'm going to leave it up to the spirit. That's a choice. That may take you off the hook to a degree, but the reality is you made a choice to make that choice. So when you make choices, and if you feel like, I'm just going to sit here and let the world pass by me, and therefore I don't have to own responsibility, you still own responsibility. So when you know that, and when you understand clearly that making no choice is making a choice, that's a choice in its of itself, then maybe you will more actively be involved in your life and your choices, and not let spirit on autopilot. Because again, if you take control of the wheel, if you control the direction, the velocity, the speed, and most importantly, the destination, then you are now controlling your life. If you leave those things off the spirit or somebody else, then you really have no one to blame but yourself, because you made the choice to do that as well. So all I'm saying is remember, in life, you can be on autopilot, but you made that choice. Or you can take the bull by the horns, steer your life, move forward in a very positive direction, what you might think. And let me say this one more thing. I know I'm preaching and I apologize, but I can't help it. If you do make a choice and you head off in the wrong direction, again, you change the direction. At least you're moving forward, because if you are not moving forward, you're falling behind. And I'm being literal about that. Our globe spins, right? You know this. Earth spins around. And if we are stationed here on Earth, okay, as it spins, we are falling behind. If we are walking and moving forward, if we're doing something, again, we're moving forward, then we are moving forward. But if you're not moving forward, you are falling behind. You just don't stay where you are, because life doesn't stop for you. Life doesn't stop for me. Doesn't stop for Susan. Even if we want the world to stop, it doesn't work that way. So if you're not doing something to move forward, you're falling behind. Do you really want to do that? Make a choice. Think about that the next time you have to make a choice of not doing something. Think, it's like, am I really not doing something? Or did I just choose?
So what you're saying is take charge of your life.
What I'm saying is, yes.
Appreciate it. Have an attitude of gratitude. Every day there is something to be grateful for. Your life is full of blessings. Maybe you don't feel it some days, but it's there. Just look for it.
Yes.
Look for love.
Yes. And remember, and again, by taking charge, even if you don't do something, you took charge, you made the decision not to do it. So again, it's like, hello, remember, you control it. You really do control a lot around you, more than you think. And if you start changing one voice, you touch one voice in a positive way, and that voice then goes from a negative to positive, man, you've made a difference, because that voice will touch one or more voices. And so consider that.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, So follow on Facebook and Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. And also hit those like buttons, folks. Please hit those like buttons, people.
And we love you guys, and we'll meet again next Tuesday, right, Dawn?
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Dawn. And tonight, if you're interested, if you want to keep growing with your spiritual side, we're there. Anyway,
Advice,
thank you, Dawn.
yeah, email me at advice@sonoranmystictarot.com, and I will add you to our evening Zoom link so you can join us for our class. Again, it costs you this much, zero. Zero.
You just have to stay awake. And thank you, Bill. Thank you for helping us move right along. Anyway, we love you guys. Take care. Thank you, Dawn.
Adios.